You've been told cruising is all-inclusive, that your gratuities go directly to your staff, that your itinerary is locked in stone. But not everything the cruise line tells you is the full truth. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, and these are the 5 cruise line lies they don't want you to know about. One of these items might change the way you cruise forever, so let's get into it. Number 5, your gratuities go directly to your hardworking cruise ship staff. Now, cruise lines make it sound like every penny of the money they collect from you in gratuities, whether it be through prepaid gratuities if you go that route, or if they charge you daily from your onboard ship account, those gratuities go directly to the staff that you're working with. But unfortunately, that's not the full story, and it's not entirely true. Now, we've been cruising for a long time, and decades ago, cruise lines didn't do this. In fact, passengers brought cash on board to divvy up the tips to their room steward, to their waiters, to anybody they wanted to, any staff they interacted with that they felt deserved a tip. And cruise lines would pass out these envelopes, and you would divide up the cash at the end of your cruise and hand it to those people and get that money right into the person's hands who directly affected your vacation. Now that cruise lines have gotten into the business of collecting the gratuities from you directly, it doesn't always go directly to the people that help you. In fact, in most cases, that money gets pooled and it can be split among many departments, and in some cases even used to offset cruise ship staff salaries. This is true even if you're leaving a tip for your bartender on that receipt that they give you, because that tip, that money you're giving that bartender, doesn't necessarily go directly to him. It gets pooled and split among all the bartenders. So if you want to make sure that your favorite bartender or cabin steward or anybody else on board gets rewarded for their service, the best idea is to bring some cash and hand them a cash tip. That way you know they're getting it directly and they will greatly appreciate it. And if you prefer to pay all of your gratuities in cash and bring several $100s of cash on board with you to do this, you can certainly do that and let the front desk know that's what you're doing, and they won't charge you the electronic prepaid gratuities. Number 4, your cruise line itinerary is a promise set in stone. No, it's not. It can change with the wind, literally. All kinds of bad weather cause ships to change course, to divert from certain ports, maybe go to ports they didn't intend to based on the original itinerary. In some cases, even go back early or miss ports of call entirely. Cruise ship passengers have to be flexible, especially if they are traveling in areas like the Caribbean during the hurricane season, because a lot of missed ports go on during this time. And just because your cruise itinerary has a city listed on it, like Rome or Venice if you're doing a European cruise, doesn't mean you're getting off the ship and stepping right out into Rome. In fact, cruise ships cannot dock at a lot of these cities in Europe. Rome and Venice, for example, you have to dock about an hour and a half away, which means you're adding about a 3-hour to your day in travel time to get from the cruise ship to those cities, and then you have much less time to explore that city. So know this ahead of time, that it's misleading where the cruise ship actually goes, because they cannot dock in some of these big cities that they advertise going to. Number 3, book now for the lowest price. You've seen this on countless cruise line websites, but is it actually true? Well, not exactly. Cruise line prices fluctuate all the time for a variety of reasons, and the onus is on you to check if you're really getting the lowest price. Now, many cruise lines offer a lowest price guarantee, which means if you book now and you booked at a certain price and that price goes down, you can get the difference refunded to you, at least in an onboard credit, if not just a refund back to your credit card. But they're not calling you up when the price goes down. You need to monitor this. So if you book with a travel agency, many of the good agencies have a service where they'll monitor that price for you, and if it goes down, automatically they'll let you know, hey, you're getting back $200 because the price went down. If you're booking direct and want to check this on your own, just check during special holidays and sales times, because if you just keep going and checking that same cruise, you will see that that price goes up and down, usually within a range of maybe $100 to $300 at different times of the year. And you never know if they're going to offer a bigger sale at some point because they need to fill more rooms. And if they do, you can jump on that, and most cruise lines will give you some sort of credit for the difference in price. Number 2, cruise ship food is gourmet and unlimited. Now, cruise ships love to promote their main dining rooms as fine dining included in your fare. But here's the deal. Their best meals are usually hidden behind paywalls in their specialty restaurants. And while some food is unlimited, like that you can get at the buffet, food in the main dining rooms usually is not. Now, certain items might be unlimited, or they might allow you to have more than one, but when it comes to the main dishes, you'll usually be limited to just one dish. Unless there's a problem with it, they'll bring you a substitute, but it's not exactly unlimited on most major cruise lines. Some people rave about the specialty restaurants on certain cruise lines, and some cruise lines have named restaurants that people go back to again and again for that food. But if you're on a budget and you're going on a cruise, the main dining room and the buffet food is adequate. It's usually fine, usually better than average, and you'll have a great time without spending a lot of extra money. I'm sure you'll be able to find some options on land that will be superior quality and a better value for what you can find on a cruise ship specialty dining restaurant. Number 1, cruising is all inclusive, but the truth, not even close. Most cruise fares don't include drinks, Wi-Fi, gratuities, specialty restaurants, excursions, and the list goes on. A cruise line's bottled water is not even included unless you pay extra for a package. Now here's the secret. Cruise lines like Silversea, Viking, and Virgin Voyages are much more closer to the real deal of being all-inclusive. But on most major cruise lines, you'll be paying for a lot more than you think. The all-inclusive idea is the biggest lie of all, because the major cruise lines make all their profit on the extras they try to sell you either before you get on board or once you're on board that are not included in your basic fare. Shore excursions at ports of call are also a major expense for cruisers, because if you want to do anything off the ship at those ports, you're going to be spending some money. Now, if you book an excursion with the cruise line, which is what they want you to do, they're making a big profit off of that. So as you can imagine, those prices are inflated. So anything you can research and plan and do on your own will save you some money, because all of these things that happen when you're not on that ship are clearly not in the all-inclusive plan. And with the internet these days, you can research any port of call, find out the local transportation options, figure out where you want to go, and get the best price and deals. And don't worry about that rumor that the cruise ship won't wait for you. Just plan on getting back a couple hours before they leave, and you won't have a problem. The cruise lines aren't trying to trick you on purpose, but their marketing sure does leave out a few key details. The good news is now you know how to be a smarter cruiser. And let me know in the comments if you've ever been surprised by a cruise charge. I'd love to know about it. And make sure you watch this next video to learn how to outsmart the cruise lines.